I got into a frightful rocket. It showed up that it must have been me who wrote it, and Mossy got hold of me, gave me an awful dressing down for daring to write to the press. But of course I didn't. My old man wrote to the press.
These photographs were taken on personal cameras that some soldiers had taken with them into the trenches. Photography in the trenches was discouraged for obvious reasons, but during the Christmas Truce of 1914, soldiers on both sides of the trenches could not resist the opportunity to document such a unique event.
At the beginning of January 1915, the newspapers suddenly start printing these letters. And to begin with, there was a certain amount of disbelief. But then over time, suddenly photographs started to appear as well. And by that time, the evidence was clear that this did happen. It wasn't a myth. And the media at the time absolutely loved it. There were lots of discussions in the newspapers about whether this was a good thing or a bad thing. And, you know, in a way, it's a wonderful snapshot of Christmas 1914.
Okay, today's technology is a little off. The kids are coming down as well. So but yeah, I love that. He said, you know, it's a wonderful snapshot of Christmas 1914, both the Germans and the British. So I encourage you to look that one up. There's a lot of really great movies that are around that as well. Always fun to talk about during the Christmas season. But you know, the impetus for that change, the impetus for that, the reason why the war stopped for a second started because of the traditions that were upheld on both sides. Mm-hmm. You know, both of them were singing Christmas carols.
Yeah, it brought the spirit of Christmas to everyone, which is stronger than I think even they realized. You know. Mm-hmm. It brought the spirit of Christmas, which brought the spirit of joy and what's the word I'm looking for? Not Noel. It's another Christmas word. Give me.
I'm not sure where you're going.
Peace. That's the one. I don't know why I had a hard time with that. There's not a lot of that in our house, so I have a hard time remembering that.
She had to go deal with the kids for a second. They were, you know, having.
Speaking of peace.
Right. Exactly. We have other traditions. The tradition of while we're podcasting that, you know. I'm just kidding.
No.
So you know, preserving a lot of the again, what seems to be common this day, and hopefully we're kind of through a lot of that, is to take really good providential stories or events that actually happened and then over academize those our way through it to pull the meaning out of it, to say, well, actually that didn't, the way that it really, you know, and then just it takes the meaning away from it. You know, in one of the things that we try to do is really preserve accurate history and the meaning of history, and for, you know, to preserve the true meaning of history. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the spirit of the event, right?
Right.
It doesn't have to be like 100% accurate, like it is written in stone kind of accurate, but it keeps the spirit of the message.